Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm William Haas, and let's square up the USA view. Supreme Court weighs cases that could harm marriage equality in America 10 years after legalization. 10 years after the Supreme Court's landmark Obergefell versus Hodges ruling legalized same-sex marriage nationwide, the justice will soon decide whether to hear the case that could upend the historic precedent. Sorry about that. The case comes from Kim Davis, the former Kentucky clerk, who in 2015 made headlines for refusing to issue marriage licenses to a gay couple, citing religious beliefs. Davis is appealing the $100,000 jury award for emotional damages, plus the $260,000 in legal fees, arguing the First Amendment's free exercise clause shields her from personal liability. Her petition, filed last month, marks the first formal request since the legalizing of marriage equality in the court to overturn Obergefell. While lower courts have rejected her arguments, Davis' legal standing makes her a unique vehicle for conservative activists seeking to roll back marriage equality. The court will privately discuss whether to take the case on September 29th, with a decision expected earlier than October. If accepted, arguments can be heard in late 2025 or early 2026, with the ruling by June of 2026. LGBTQ activists warn this is part of a broader push. In 2025 alone, 9 states have introduced or passed measures urging the court to reverse Obergefell. The Southern Baptist Convention has also made overturning the rule a top priority. If overturned, the 2022 Respect for Marriage Act would still require states to recognize existing same-sex marriages, but could allow states to ban the issuing of new licenses. LGBT couples in the Respect for Marriage Act enough? Is it just? Will the religious exemption language render it useless? Is it tolerance without acceptance? Legality without love's full dignity? Not to mention the log cabin Republicans who have long insisted the Trump administration would never threaten the gay community. Yep, right. The community could find themselves with no defense if the court rules against marriage equality. It is something Donald Trump could bear politically. The stakes are high and clear for the queer community of America. Hard-earned marriage equality may again be on the line. The LGBTQ community across the world will be watching this story. This is so sad. We fought so hard for this right, and this shouldn't even be a right. It should just be a human right for us to marry, anybody to marry, as long as you're happy. And for them to start attacking us over this stupid woman who, let me tell you, that was 2015 where she got all those fines. If I didn't pay my fines at 10 years, they'd be throwing my ass in jail.
Yeah.
So why didn't she pay her fines, first of all?
Well, I mean, do you really want to talk about Kim Davis? Kim Davis, first of all, there's oil to put in your hair. Do something with it, girl, all right? Second of all, she wants to fight for the sanctity of marriage, and I think she's been married and divorced over four times.
Yeah, 4 times.
All right, yet you're coming for my marriage?
But there's nothing wrong with that.
No!
But it's her hypocrisy.
But it's the hypocrisy that I can't stand, and that's across the board with many people.
And we also knew this was going to happen. We knew this was going to happen. This is the era of I told you so, because we knew all this shit was going down.
Yeah, we did. And listen, folks out there, stop telling me to calm down about this, okay? Because I'm not stopping and I'm not calming down anytime soon, right? What was just read is that, yeah, some of us will be grandfathered in and no new people can get married, right? I don't believe that shit, right? Did my trans siblings believe when they freaking received a passport in the mail with their dead name and their dead gender, did they think that was going to happen? No. Did I think that was going to happen? No. But guess what? It did happen, right? Did a friend of my friend that is actually a U.S. citizen get taken to freaking Alligator Alcatraz because they didn't do due process? Yes, he got sent there. Is he going to be the only one? No, he's not. So I don't believe this. You know what I mean? At any given time, Satan can just decide, you know what? We're not going to do anything with this. We're not going to allow you as a same-sex couple to adopt here in our state. We're not going to let you as a same-sex couple to buy a home together. They can do other things to regulate our marriage that's not taking it away.
But also at this point, now you should be, funding your politicians that you support and going to SAVE events and, Equality Florida events and supporting our politicians.
But what are they doing? Are they doing anything though? I mean, William, the Democrats aren't doing shit aside from sending me a text saying you want to give me $5.
Right.
Because that's the last text I got from Democrats right now doing something.
But we got to find candidates eventually that will support us and actually that will speak up for us.
The
but now,
midterm elections will be here before you know it, and I don't see anybody.
Nope.
Also, let me say this, as a happily married person, to my husband, Kim Davis, you look like you were conceived at a family reunion, this girl. You have like the love child of Cartman and a garbage bag. You don't have a forehead. You have 14 acres and a mule head. You need to leave us alone. If you need to find somebody to touch you to preoccupy your time, you can find plenty of men that will happily take what little coins you have to make sure you leave us the fuck alone. Okay? Happily married person, will be happily married, hopefully soon.
No, thank you.
Okay, all right, then there's no hope. But we ain't bothering nobody.
No.
My husband and I are the most boring people on earth. We are at home in bed by 11 watching YouTube and cuddling each other. We ain't bothering nobody. And that is most gay married couples. So why are you incessantly, sorry, incest might be a trick word for you, Mr. Davis. Why are you incessantly worried about us, Miss Girl? Jesus Christ, get some bangs. First, second, lastly. Some bangs, some clip-on bangs. I'm tired of seeing your forehead on my Instagram.
She needs a gay friend to,
She need a friend.
She need a friend, period.
A forehead reduction, something, a neck,
needs a total
anything.
makeover.
Get her something built like a thumb. Next.
She's built like a thumb.
Girl.
Oh,
Right.
That's so insulting, the thumb.
Just make
Okay.
her out of my business.
All
What
right.
worries me the most
Francesca,
about
sorry.
this is if the Supreme Court does decide to hear this case.
Right, because they might not hear it.
Because they might not.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do decide, we have Roe v. Wade, that we saw what happened with that,
Yeah.
and it's all based on the 14th Amendment, same premise, and we have a super conservative Supreme Court right now. That's a little bit worrying. So we do have something to worry about. So you're right as to what you were saying. What are Democrats doing?
I mean,
What are our groups doing? How are we moving forward with this? And there are groups doing some
And there are
work.
people speaking up. Jasmine Crockett, thank God for her.
Right.
And there are people speaking up and out.
Right.
Philip,
But-
you were saying, let
Well-
Francesca
Sorry, I'm
finish,
sorry.
please.
I
So
apologize.
this has just come to the surface now, right? Like the reality of this even like being presented. So I think things will move really quickly from here on out to see how we can defend our rights. I truly believe in our people and our organizations like SAVE and Equality Florida and, the UCLA, all these different groups that are really out there doing the work. They really are doing the work, but there's so many, we're being bombarded with so many different things that it's like, what's next? What's next? And that's part of, the political swing that happens back and forth. We've never seen this kind of a swing hit so quick and so hard, but we do all have to come together and do our part and move forward.
Because they want us to look at this and not ask for the Epstein files or something,
Right.
right?
But
Dale,
it is-
you were saying.
well, no, I just was talking about, I just threw in there. It wasn't intending to, I was just talking about Jasmine Crockett and other people.
Sure.
And she's amazing. By
She's
the way.
amazing. But, and in so many of these places, like here in Florida and other places, the Republicans have such a hold on everything. It's like, what can you do other than like just raise a fuss and raise a ruckus and post your stories? I mean, it's so frustrating.
It's super frustrating. And and again, I was a huge Ruth Bader Ginsburg, fan.
But she
I'm I'm sending her awful things, from now. I'm like, you know what I mean? And I feel bad for her because this is a woman I respected, who inspired, who was an incredible being, but she should have stepped the F down when she had a chance, And now, no, I must die up here. You know what I mean? Like,
but
come on.
of course, then they also stole that seat from Obama.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things. I mean, it's a really, really frustrating time to be alive.
It is. And we hear things like this and we post about it, and then our stupid friends are like, oh, you're overreacting. Why are you acting like that? We're not overreacting. We really don't know. Okay, Project 20.
If anything, underreacting.
We are. Project 2025, about 75% of what they wanted to do to LGBTQ plus has already been put into motion. Okay, what are some of the stuff they want to put trans and gay people in Guantanamo? That's probably one of the next things that they'll probably start building. You know what I mean? I mean, we should be be scared. We must be scared. If you're not scared, there's something wrong with you. Go to your doctor and make sure that you are alive, because these are scary times. And those moments of out of sight, out of mind, it doesn't affect me. Those days are over.
But also, too, I mean, straight people need to realize this too, because just because they're coming for our rights, what's next? You know, what's going to affect them? So really, you have to band together as a whole country and go after this and say, hey, we don't want this. We want to keep marriage equality for everybody.
I agree with that because you know, it's shown that a majority of Americans are pro same-sex marriage. You know, even now with everything that's going on. So yeah, we do have to go to our allies as well and shake them up a bit.
But is that also true of abortion? Is that also true? I mean, there were more.
Yeah.
Listen, there was a time in this
And
country
it's still not
Very true.
So it doesn't make it. It's like it doesn't make a difference that the majority of people want something.
there was a time in this country where black and white people could not marry each other.
Clarence Thomas, hello.
Okay, yet Clarence Thomas is still, you know, fighting against our rights when he, you know, he's married to someone who, you know, he's married to a beautiful black woman, and like, you know, a beautiful white woman, and the point being that their marriage could be at jeopardy if they were going down the list of all the things, you know what I mean? Again, at the end of the day, if you're not a white cisgendered man, sorry guys, you're in trouble.
Good for you.
At least you didn't say fat.
She had to
You're
draw the
tall.
line somewhere.
Tall.
And I wonder though, if you think, yeah, there's privilege in it, but I think all gay, anybody in the alphabet of our community is in jeopardy,
Yeah,
and some more than others. There's no question of that.
yeah,
But
we're all in.
everybody's on the line.
Yeah,
Well,
agree.
historically, it always starts, you know, with the smaller minority groups. So it
With the
was
low
trans
hanging fruit.
first.
Yeah.
right.
And it's interesting because I know some people they're like, oh, I'm sorry that you know you're going through this, and these are LG part of our you know alphabet soup, and I'm like, you have no idea what's really coming. You need
Right.
to really
You
open
think
your
you're the
eyes.
only one,
I
but-
mean, if you look at history, this is how everything has started.
Yeah.
You know, with the smallest minority, and
Hitler.
yeah. So it just keeps on moving that way. So we all really have to band together and.
Yeah. And those log cabin Republicans, we haven't heard too much from them lately. Like, what's going on with them?
I keep on saying I want to go to one of their meetings. I would.
You should.
I would.
I mean,
what
we're-
they gonna do?
we're
Mess with
protection.
me?
Right.
I don't think so.
I wish you.
I'll take
would.
Bonnie with me. We're
Yeah,
good.
no.
That's it. That's it. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.